Hello, and welcome to my first prediction video for anything. Alright, so UFC Austin is heading up in 2 days' time. Very excited. Got a couple fights I'm looking forward to. And this is going to be a casuals picks, a filthy casuals picks video for just the main card, because I didn't bother doing any research for the undercard or even one of the fights on the main card. That being said, first up, Soriano versus Stoltzfus. Now, I don't know either of these two fighters. I know Soriano lost to Roman Kopylov. That's really it. Other than that, the consensus seems to be that he is going to win. Soriano is going to murder Stoltzfus within the first, 3 minutes of the fight. So that'll probably be my pick. Again, I have really no dog in this fight. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening. But it's a fight, and it should be exciting nonetheless. Next up the card, you got Clay Guida versus Joaquim Silva. I love Clay Guida. I don't remember who he was fighting, but there was one fight I got to watch of his live, because I haven't been a fan for that long. I've only been a fan of the UFC, like a more hardcore watch every event type fan for the last year and a half, 2 years. And I only remember one Clay Guida fight I've caught live, and it was a bloody masterpiece. And by that I mean it was actually just blood everywhere. Clay Guida bleeding out of every orifice, just stinking, roughing and toughing it out. I remember the doctor came in and was examining him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good to fight." And they left, and he's just stinking, smears more blood on his face. He raises his hands and stinking. The entire crowd went wild. It was beautiful. That being said, I think he gets finished by Joaquim Silva within 2 rounds. I think Joaquim is going to put on really good shots on Clay Guida's chin. I don't know if Guida is going to be able to handle the shots that Joaquim is going to put on him. Joaquim's fairly precise. He's a little bit sluggish when it comes to, not sluggish, but, marauding instead of fine-tuned. But that being said, he apparently has a solid, jiu-jitsu foundation. I haven't seen too much of it. His fight with Arman was pretty good up until he got, finished. He did crack Arman once, which will come into play in a bit. Yeah, I'm going with Joaquim Silva by TKO inside 2. That being said, I'm really rooting for Guida on this one. Next up, Sean Brady versus Kelvin Gastelum. Guys, Sean Brady got TKO'd by Bilal Muhammad. Enough said, we're picking Kelvin Gastelum by massive bombing swings up against the fence, probably. I don't think Sean Brady has enough wrestling to offer Kelvin Gastelum to keep him safe. Gastelum by finish, first 2 rounds. Rob Font versus Davidson Figueiredo. Now, I have a very odd idea of what this fight is going to end up being. And if I'm going to be honest, I think it goes there's 2 options. Could be completely wrong, but I think there's 2 options. I think we have a first round finish, no matter what, with the way these 2 guys fight. I think the safe bet would be Rob Font KOing Davidson Figueiredo. But I have a weird gut feeling, just like I did about Sean Strickland ending Adesanya's whole career. When I ended up predicting that, I should have made a video about it because I predicted it, but it didn't happen. Davidson Figueiredo is going to win this by sub. Mark my words right there. I'm going to have this uploaded hopefully before the fight happens. But mark my words, Davidson Figueiredo finishes at first round sub, gets into the top 5 of the bantamweight division. Next up, we have Jalen Turner and Bobby Green. Now, before, I was probably going to go with Dan Hooker, and then Jalen Turner got announced, and I thought, first round, Jalen Turner TKOs Bobby Green probably, or just cold KOs him. Good night, I got a frog in my throat. But big but here, I watched his media day interview, and my entire perception of this fight changed. I'm going Bobby Green by decision. I think he's going to survive the first round. Jalen's going to be a little bit wary and slow. And Bobby Green's going to be able to get his timing and his reach on, and he's going to be able to sit there and just continue to work that King Green magic. You know, bop, 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 bop. Avoid most shots, maybe get a couple clips here and there. Bop, 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 and just rinse and repeat. I think he's going to be able to get that done. All because the media day interview for Jalen Turner went horribly. It was atrocious. Not because it was a bad interview or anything, but because he just seemed so drained. And maybe I'm putting way too much stock into the fact that he looks skeletal. Because he ended up actually making weight, which is surprising. But I think it'll have a big part to play in this fight, and I just see Green being able to get it done. All right, last fight on the card. We have Arman Tsarukyan versus Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush, 4th round, 5th round TKO, late finish. I just think he's going to break Arman Tsarukyan. I think if he's able to zap the gas tank of Gamrot the way he did, shutting him down in every conceivable way, and yes, Arman is not code for code Gamrot. Yes, Arman has better striking than Gamrot. I think Arman's going to pretty convincingly win the first 2 rounds pretty easily. But I think Beneil's going to go back to timing knees up the middle because Arman loves that single leg. And I think Beneil's going to be able to zap that already somewhat fickle gas tank even faster. The whole reason Gamrot was able to kind of steal that victory over Arman was because he was able to recuperate and get back into those later rounds and take those. And if you gave him any of the first rounds of the first 3, he wins the fight. I just think Beneil's going to be able to do it. I think Beneil's going to stop him. I think Beneil's going to be able to shut down the grappling after like halfway through round 2. I think he's going to just be able to get his reads down. I think he's going to start putting it on him. I think Arman's going to slow down. I think Beneil's going to kind of capitalize on that and start moving a little bit forward. And I think he's going to land some big shots. I think they're going to hurt Arman in the 3rd round. Then I think going into the 4th, he's going to smell blood. He's going to be patient. He's going to land some more shots. He's going to continue peppering him. Maybe Arman goes for another takedown, more knees up the middle, just ruining that body, ruining that gas tank. And I think Beneil's going to be able to dismantle and break Arman Tsarukyan. But all these could be completely wrong. That is the magic of 50-50 MMA when it comes to the real world. I mean, who knew Grant Dawson was going to get chinned by a straight left from Bobby Green? Happened. Who knew that Dricus was going to absolutely maul? That was nuts watching that live. Dricus mauling Robert Whittaker. That was sad but entertaining. But hey, if you like the prediction video, let me know. If you think my takes are hot dog water, feel free to leave a comment.